Why Not? A queer podcast.
Thank you to our sponsor, Pineapple Healthcare, an award-winning primary care clinic right here in Orlando.
Pineapple Healthcare offers mental health counseling, HIV, STI testing and treatment, and specializes in care for the LGBTQ plus community.
Open Monday through Saturday. Call today at 407-553-6336 and schedule your appointment.
Pineapple Healthcare. Better together.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rick Todd.
And I'm Jeremy Williams, and you're listening to
Why Not? A queer podcast.
Episode 146.
You know, I think I might have jumped the gun on that. I think I might just say everybody instead of hi, everybody. We'll see. Jeremy, you look cozy. You look like you're you're New York cold. Let me put my sweater on. And
yeah, well, you're not wrong. It is very cold here. I think our high is going to get to like 46 today. But I am sporting. I got my Ugg swag in. So this is from the. I'm just going to make this real quick because they're not a sponsor yet. But this is part of their new men's Taz collection. So the Taz is like their new line. They're like these moccasin-looking shoes. Come in a variety of colors. Super cozy. I did not get the Taz shoes. I got the sneakers because I'm a very boring man. But I wore the sneakers yesterday to work because these are our quote-unquote work uniforms. So the tops match the bottoms match the tops. It's a whole suit. I look like I was a member of this.
It's good.
I look like a member of the Sopranos walking down the street from work last night. Probably didn't help that I was like, hey, oh, walking down the street also.
And shooting people.
If you're listening, new Mayor Mamdani, I don't own a gun. Please don't come.
You shouldn't yell at things at people like, get out of my way or you swim with the fishes, and you would look less like Tony Soprano.
But it's super soft, very comfortable. I have a matching black and gray one. I love them.
Caitlin, are you excited? We're getting a little glimpse into Jeremy's sales pitch.
Oh, speaking of which,
comfortable. Blah, blah, blah. I like it.
Speaking of the sales, yesterday, because it's starting to pick up, holidays are coming in. I had over $8,000 in sales, my best day yet.
Wow.
So that commission check is going to be lovely.
Well, congratulations.
But yeah, so going pretty good. They're very excited. I think they want to keep me. So.
It's nice to be wanted.
It is nice to be wanted.
Hey, look, there's something that we were supposed to do today and we haven't done yet. So we'll do it next time, but probably not enough time. So I just want to make this announcement is that we're doing this special giveaway at watermarkoutnews.com. And that is that Dylan Todd Photography, he has moved from St. Pete to Central Florida. And for a lucky resident of Central Florida, he's giving away a headshot session, which includes the $750 session fee and 2 photos, hair and makeup, studio shoot, really great package of stuff that we're giving away. So all you have to do is go to Watermark Out News' Facebook page, find that post, and then like our page, like his page, and comment the name of somebody, like tag a friend and say why you want the shoot. And that'll enter you to win. And that's going on through the month of November. It ends November 30th is the last day that you can do that. So check it out because he's a great photographer. I'm completely biased, but he really is a great photographer. I have never liked a picture of me until he took a headshot for me. And it's amazing. So treat yourself. Enter the competition.
Yes. He is a fantastic professional photographer.
And he's a wonderful husband.
We'll take your word for that.
Yeah, I don't want any of you to find that out. It's just for me to know. All right, so let's talk. We're at episode 146.
Yes. All right. I found a couple of things. I ain't gonna lie. This is a very depressing, sad number. So I have one that is not like,
what
sad.
What did you find that makes this a sad number?
All right. So the first one is not sad. It's just the Alfa Romeo 146 is a 5-door hatchback automobile that was manufactured in Italy between 1994 and 2000. They made a total of 233,295 146s during that time.
That was a lot of numbers.
Yeah. So if you have an Alfa Romero 146, then you're special because just about 200,000 were made worldwide. So now we start with the sad. In 1756, 146 British prisoners of war were imprisoned. This was crazy. Have you ever heard of the Black Hole of Calcutta?
No.
Okay, so it's a 14 by 18 foot dungeon in Calcutta, India. And during, I guess, the British Indian War, 146 British prisoners of war were crammed into this 14 by 18 foot dungeon for a full night. Because of the tight quarters, almost all of them died. Only 23 British soldiers survived.
Oh, wow.
Because they were all crammed in there so tight. But it is the Black Hole of Calcutta. I had never heard of it before.
That's awful. That is sad news.
Terrible. Very sad. You know what's sadder? In 1911, the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire in New York City resulted in the death of 146 garment workers, mostly women and young girls. It was the deadliest industrial disaster in the history of the city and one of the deadliest in the U.S. history. The reason that it was so terrible is it was the 8th and 9th floor of this building. They locked the doors to the stairwells and the exits, which was common practice at that time, to prevent workers from taking unauthorized breaks. And the fire caused 146 deaths, but they led to legislation that started requiring safety standards in factories. So
I'm not supposed to lock the doors to keep people in?
I think that there's you have a small staff, so I think you'll be fine.
I will only kill a couple.
At most you're losing like 4 or 5 people. So I think
people are
you'll be
working from home. So at this point, it's just Danny.
Yeah. So, Caitlin, you work from home. Being now that is your factory, do you lock your doors?
No, did you see her wife just walk in and out? I would think that's terrible too, because a textile thing. I mean, that shit's just gonna go up.
That went up fast,
terrible.
Yeah.
There was this wouldn't surprise you, but there was like a Law and Order episode, I think, about that, where a textile.
Oh, I wish I had my gavel.
Bong,
bong bong. Oh yeah, and that it also led to sprinklers. There were no sprinklers in the building either, so there was nothing to tamper the fire out. So a 1911 tragedy.
It's awful.
Right here in New York City. All right. The last one I have before we get to Caitlin's is Love 146 is a nonprofit organization that works to end child trafficking and exploitation around the world. The name of the nonprofit, Love 146, is inspired by a specific case of child trafficking where the individual child was given the number 146 when in captivity. Apparently, they don't even give them names. They're just numbered when they're taken. So Love 146. Check it out if you want to, you have some money this holiday season, want to make some donations. It's a worthwhile organization.
Sure is. You know what else? Local journalism takes donations too. So think about that.
Nice. Like how you slip. You know who doesn't take donations? UGG. So you don't have to. You can come in and buy UGG this holiday season.
Yeah, but you only have to donate $10 to me to make me happy. I don't think they got $10 UGGs.
No, we do have $15 bottles of. We have $15 protectant for your UGGs at the cash register for $15. So come on by.
Well, that sounds like money well spent. Why would you not spend an extra $15 to get them protected?
Well, if you're going to do that, there's a $40 kit where you get the protectant, the cleaner, and the refresher spray, and 2 brushes.
Hey, look, no, I'm not doing work. I just want the protection.
Yeah, there you go. And the last one, as always, for Caitlin, Pokemon 146. It is the last of our 3 legendary birds. Moltres, a fiery bird said to indicate the coming of spring. Moltres. Oh, I'm sorry. It's French.
Moltres. You said it wrong.
It will bring the coming of spring. Anyway, shout out to our French listeners.
That reminds me of Hadestown. Any relation there? No? Because, she was spring and she would she would spend time with Satan or Hades during the winter. And then
it's a fiery bird.
Spring is a little drunk, too. She's like a little...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Me too, girl.
But those
Me
are my
too.
146s.
Oh,
My
right on.
146s.
Right on.
Yes.
All good stuff. Well, mine is not. So here we go. Let's run through this.
All right, let's do this.
I don't even know. You found some really good facts. Do you spend more than like 30 seconds looking this stuff up?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that all your research is 30 seconds?
Look, I have got
Listen,
to the point.
I care about this podcast.
I've got to the point where I say like 3 words to ChatGPT, and it's like, let's do 146. Enter.
Oh,
It's supposed to like,
yeah.
It finds.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I do have a life, so 10, 15 minutes, but more than 30 seconds,
All right.
yes.
Well, I'm proud of you. I appreciate your commitment to the entertainment value of this podcast. All right, friends, episode 146. I think you're gonna get this one. It's gotta be.
I'm a neat guy. This is the neat guy
the
episode.
one where Paul's the man.
Yeah.
I too am a neat guy. I love it. I quote it all the time. It's a great episode. Oh, it says it's this ChatGPT says why it's memorable because it's Bruce Willis's funniest Friends episode. He actually won an Emmy for this guest role. How about that?
Yes, he did.
All right.
Good for him.
I'm gonna be so confused looking at my notes over this because I put a new computer at my desk. Like, calm down, Watermark employees. I didn't buy a new computer. I just rebuilt one that we already had and put it.
He just fired someone and took their computer.
Someone picked the lock and got out, and I said, "You can't get back in." So I just rebuilt it, and I had to add the printer. And for whatever reason, it defaults to flipping the pages and printing on front and back, which I hate. All right, so episode 146 of Seinfeld. I just like this because it's iconic to me. It's called The Nap, and it's the one where George installs a nap-friendly desk under his workstation.
I love that episode.
Yeah.
George, as I get older, George really becomes an icon of mine.
Now that you're in New York.
Now that I'm old and balding.
I see you got your
I'm like,
Yankees hat in the background there. You're ready to go. You're a full-on New Yorker. Other side.
Oh.
There you go.
There it is. Yeah. That's actually Chris's.
I thought maybe.
But
I like it. There was a Watermark employee that I think watched this episode and took it to heart. But instead of like creating a workstation under their desk, they had a long under there.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't me, although I had thought about it. Listen, back when I was drinking a lot, I would come into work and I would sit there and stare at my computer. And the thought was like, I could just lock my door and like take a nap. But I was afraid that I wouldn't wake up and that people would have to pound on the door and then it would be obvious.
Ever?
Like, not that I wasn't like just sweating pure bottles of beer. I thought that maybe that would be what made people think I was drinking.
Yeah.
You ever go to work and somebody say, "My God, I can smell the alcohol on your skin"?
I have not. I have not.
It was rare a week would go by that I wouldn't hear that. All right, so here's another fact. This is the year that Carthage fell. 146, the year Carthage fell, reshaping the world, allowing for the Roman Empire to sort of take over everything. All right, are we ready for you're gonna get one of these, not the other one. So I'm gonna do the movie first because I don't think you're gonna get it. All right. This is a 1921 film, I believe. No, yeah, I think it's 1921. Film by Victor Herstrom. I think it's Swedish. Let me give you the plot.
1921.
It's so weird.
Is it the one where the rocket flies into the moon's eye?
I know what you're talking about. I don't know that. So this is funny because wasn't last week like It's a Wonderful Life? Wasn't that the movie?
I think it was. Yeah.
So here is 146. I think they were in a theme. So this is the synopsis here. On New Year's Eve, the driver of a ghostly carriage forces a drunken man to reflect on his selfish, wasted life.
Interesting. I have not heard of this movie, but it sounds like I do want to watch it.
It is called The Life and Times of Frick Todd. Isn't that weird? Now, The Phantom Carriage. Ever hear of it?
The Phantom Carriage.
No, but after reading the synopsis, I'm like, I'm on it. Like, look, that's a 1921. I think that predates AA. So maybe that was the Hollywood's or Swedish Hollywood's attempt to help with alcoholism.
And the nice thing about movies like in the 20s, it predates the Hays Code, so they could get down and dirty with some really raunchy R-rated topics.
I wonder what raunchy R-rated in 1921 was.
I don't know, but the first Oscar-winning movie, Wings, has a man-on-man kiss.
What?
Yeah, back then they didn't care. They were like, we'll put whatever we want on our screens. And then the government was like, hold on there. Think of the children.
I was going to throw in some commentary there, but I decided to stop. I mean, because really nobody should give a shit, right? All right, so here we go. This is the 146th greatest director of all time. I feel like you're going to get it. I'm going to try not to give it to you on the first hint. The first hint is it's a guy. I'm just kidding. Here are some movies.
Okay.
I love this movie, by the way. Lorenzo's Oil.
You know what? I've never seen Lorenzo's Oil.
Really? I would say it's outside of 48 Hours. It is some of Nick Nolte's best work. Actually, it's like what's that other one he did? Prince of Tides. It's like that kind of thing. He's really good in it. Susan Sarandon's in it too. It's really heartbreaking because it's about these people who just weren't getting the help for their kid that they needed. So they started doing all the research on their own to come up with a cure for this thing. And I won't tell you how it ends, but it's sad. All right. Same guy who did that. Bizarrely, Happy Feet.
Happy Feet. I know the movie. I know that because like in the late 90s into the 2000s, there are like acclaimed directors doing like weird family film shit. Like Francis Ford Coppola did Jack.
Oh yeah?
That movie with Robin Williams? That was Francis Ford Coppola.
All right, I got two more movies to tell you.
Yeah. Okay.
This is where you might start getting it. Babe.
Oh my God. Who directed Babe? His name is on the tip of my tongue, and I can't. He normally does action films. Yeah.
Specifically, this is the last clue. Specifically, the Mad Max movies.
Mad Max. Yeah. George something. Yeah. Good God. George Miller.
All right.
It was right on the tip of my tongue. And I was like, I don't know why that man's name would. He's done a lot of really good films. But is mostly known for Mad Max.
He's really a chameleon of directing. I mean, come on. Lorenzo's Oil, Happy Feet, Babe, and Mad Max. Mm-hmm. Is there anything this man can't do? All right.
Win an Oscar. No, I don't know if I don't think he's won an Oscar yet. Yeah.
Well, he's still got
George.
some time.
I think he's like 90.
Why are you being ageist?
I'm not. I'm just being real. I'm sure it'll happen.
Is he?
He's got a good 9 or 10 films left in him,
find out
sure.
How old he is. How old is George Miller? Oh, he's 80. He's got plenty of time.
Oh, he's got time. If the president of the United States can be 80 years old, an Oscar-winning director can be 80 years old.
Hey, you don't have to. Just because you're president doesn't mean you're running the country.
That's true.
He's too busy blowing Bill Clinton. I mean, come on. TikTok is killing me.
This is, you know what? I am willing to take the burning down of society for little morsels like this. I mean, it has been such a good week.
There's so many favorites, but I love this one. There's a TikTok of this woman saying that Trump ran as a Republican because Democrats left a bad taste in his mouth. I mean, it's so ridiculous that Epstein's family had to come out and say Trump didn't blow Bill Clinton.
Yeah. My favorite is it said Hillary after reading the Epstein files, and it's that picture of Michelle Williams from Brokeback Mountain when she's at the screen door. I love it.
I also like Danica Lewinsky.
Yeah.
That poor woman doesn't need to be dragged into this.
No, but there's a couple of good songs about the whole Don and Bubba
Yeah.
on TikTok that people are writing. It's just chef's kiss. I love it.
It's just
So
funny
good.
because he knows this shit's happening, and he hates.
He lives online.
Yeah,
He
so
probably
he
sees it all.
And everyone
Speaking
who's
of-
done it, including us now, are getting audited. Just kidding. He's
By the
getting
way,
rid of the IRS.
are you watching the new season of South Park?
No, I know they're killing him.
The past episode, they finally pulled the trigger after a lot of tension through the season. Donald Trump and his VP, JD Vance, they finally went to bed together.
Aw,
They
look
did
at
it.
that.
Yeah,
Keep it in the family.
was really, really weird.
Was it on a couch?
No,
Was it a threesome on a couch?
Started in a hot tub and moved to the bedroom.
Oh, wow.
Anyway,
Steamy.
check it out. It's a good season. It's a good season so far.
Well, how was your week, Jeremy? Anything exciting happen?
Well, besides South Park, I've had a really good week work wise. Things are picking up. The team is meshing well together. They're all being very friendly to me. So if any of them are listening, I enjoy working with you.
And he's not the owner of the company, so
I'm not. No. I will say I loved my time at Watermark, but one of the best things, there is something to be said about clocking out from your job and not giving a fuck about that job until you have to clock in. Like you leave and that's it. The work stays at work. And when you're in like where you're in journalism at all, the work follows you everywhere, and you're constantly out doing things. So you're always in work mode. Here, it's like you clock out, and other than I wear the UGG merchandise, I don't think of UGG until I go back.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
it's nice.
You ain't lying. And I'm sure, not that I'm advocating that anyone quits, because please don't. But there must be there. It's just like while you're here. I mean, we love the work that we do. We love the community that we serve, and we do it. And it's second nature. After 24 years of like 1,000 Pride events a month and all this kind of stuff. Like last night, I was at the center until midnight, and then here at 8 a.m. To start the day. So, I get like how there must be this like just relief of like what it's done, being able to exhale and being like, oh
yeah,
it's got to be like retirement. It's going to be heaven.
Yeah. Although I will say, I basically up until getting this job at UGG, I was retired doing nothing for about 4.5 months. And that gets real boring real quick. I started forgetting what day it was. They just all blend together. It's nice to have somewhere to go.
Yeah, when I lived
but it's nice to leave it there when you come home.
Yeah, when I lived in New York and moved back to Orlando, I didn't work. We were living off of Jen's 401k for a while, like for months. We were seeing personal trainers and just kind of like not doing anything. And I went insane. Like I grabbed, like there was this, I looked down and we were watching some courtroom TV show, and I looked down and there was a hole in my t-shirt. And so I just and I ripped the shirt like this, and I tied it around my head, and I started running around the apartment, and I jumped up on the kitchen counter and just yelled, I need a job. And there we go. That was 24 years ago. And look at me now.
Yeah. Look at you. I did not go that crazy, although Chris did tell me that I started having conversations with myself. He goes, you have very loud conversations with yourselves in the morning. Like I talk to the TV. He goes, you just have the weirdest conversations with yourself. I was like, I didn't even realize I did that.
Wow.
I had nothing to do and I was bored. My inner monologue just became my outer voice.
I didn't realize that it got that bad, Jeremy. And now this is the part of the podcast where we put in a PSA that's like, if you know someone that's in trouble, have them reach out to.
But it's better now. And I will say, while I still am very adamant that I don't like doing sales, the money is nice.
And you're
like,
so damn good at it, Jeremy. I know you hated it.
I know.
Look, and I don't know if our listeners know this, but Jeremy started at Watermark in our sales team and wanted, he wanted it to be his foot in the door to editorial. And some people on his behalf came into my office to say, Jeremy wants to work in editorial. We want to hire him for blah, 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 blah. And I said, absolutely not. I'm like, he's way too valuable in sales to move. And they were like, you can't make this decision for him. And I said, yes, I can. And Jeremy said, fuck you, I quit. And then he came
I
back.
didn't use those words.
No, because he wanted to
But
come back. You were like,
in your defense, it wasn't you that I left because
oh,
of.
I know who. We won't say her name.
Anyway, they're not there anymore, so
we
it
won't
don't
say
matter.
her name.
But it's nice because they bumped up the hours now because we're going to the holiday season. But I started out like I started years ago. Last month, just doing 25 hours a week. I mean, it was just part time, and I'm making more combined because I get paid weekly. I'm making more combined for the 2 weeks than I was making at Watermark. Just because the people do not stop. I was worried that I was going to come out. I was like, oh shoot, how am I going to have to sell a bunch of shoes every day? And they just come in. Women love shoes, and they just coming and buy them all the time.
Yeah,
and they don't flinch at the prices. $200-$300 a pair. They're like, okay,
yeah.
I'm like, oh damn.
It's interesting. When I lived in New York, people say, and I know people struggle, so I'm not trying to say that they don't. I can only talk about my experience. And when I lived in New York, I never had more money than when I lived in New York. And it's like the salaries are high. You don't have a car payment or car insurance.
No car, no insurance.
And you're not really. I don't think you're really paying for heat, are you? Because it's piped through.
No,
so you don't pay for heat.
Heat is free. Water is free. I will do the dishes and then have something that have a question for Chris. I'll leave the water on.
Oh my God!
And I'll
talk like that.
I'll walk into the bedroom and I talk to Chris, and then I'll go back and start doing the dishes again.
I wake up
water
in the morning
never gets turned
and I
up.
turn the shower on all day because I can.
But yes, heat and water is covered.
Yeah, so
by
it's
the
just
city.
it's a lot. And now when one of the greatest expenses that I had was and it was only $17 a week, and that was the Metro card, which apparently is going to go away. So there you go.
Yeah, well, they're replacing it with the Omni card.
No, I just mean that paying for subways, if it goes away, then expenses come.
The buses, the subways, you're going to have to, at least for now, we're going to have to keep paying for. The buses are going to be free.
Okay.
Yeah. But because the city of New York looks at me and says, "Aw, you're poor," I have a discounted Omni card, so I don't pay full price for the subway.
Well, I hope that the MTA doesn't listen to this podcast because they're going to say $8,000 in sales yesterday. You can start paying full price.
Don't listen. Turn away, MTA. You got work to do. So things going well. I did have an incident, and I felt so betrayed by our own community.
Did somebody push you down the stairs while you were trying to take a shit on the subway?
No.
All right.
No, thank God. They leave me alone.
So I was
working.
That's all.
Yeah, I was working. It was busy. We were all working. And these three lovely women came in. And we were talking. They are three trans girls. We were talking about how I moved up from Orlando. How I worked the community paper down there. And we were talking about, all the fun, good things that the LGBTQ community do. And they're like, oh, let me try these boots on. Let me try these boots on. So I'm getting them their boots. And in the chaos, one of them slips out with a pair of boots and stole them. They stole a pair of boots. And I was like, I'm talking to my boss, and she was like, you know what? It happens. And I said, not to me. I said, I served this community, marched in parades for this community, and then someone from the community comes in and steals from me? $200 boots? I don't think so. So I just want to say to these three girls who were all, acting all nice and sweet in the store, don't let me catch you at the clubs in them boots. Because I will take them back and I will bring them back to work. I will ride on a chariot into Macy's holding the boots up. I have returned with your booty.
So is your booty. So did your boss say, like, it's okay, it happens, I'm just taking it out of your check?
Oh, no. That didn't get taken out of me. It's funny because, well, not funny. It's kind of obnoxious. But along with boots, I wasn't the only one stolen from this week. They have UGG earmuffs that we had a pair taken. And then someone took a sweater. They're just grubby little snatchers. I don't know why, because the okay, if you're able to sneak out with the shoes or even the earmuffs or a scarf or something, but like the sweaters and all the swag and stuff, like the apparel, have those little round the sensor tags on them. So I'm like, you're not going to be able to get out with it unless you go to the bathroom and rip it out.
I like how Caitlin's playing like password over here. You're like you're giving her clues, and she's just yelling into our ears. Sensors, brown tags.
But yeah, so apparently this is an issue. We've started putting up, because it's just an open area in Macy's that we're in. So we started putting up stanchions to kind of block off some of it, to kind of corral them into one side of the store. But yeah, I mean,
and that's annoying. You know what? Let me tell you this, ladies that steal Uggs. This is why we have to stand in the convenience store and wait 20 minutes for somebody to come and unlock shaving cream because you steal shit. I could never, like, here's what I think about stealing. Because there's a philosophy, right? That people are like, steal whatever. It's insured. It doesn't matter. Just take it. But it does matter because you're stealing it from somebody who's like the bottom level employee at a company. And their boss, he's at the
you bottom feeder.
He's the scum under the ladder, under the last
you've
rung.
got this. There's just this crap that's just selling you Uggs and you steal from them?
I mean, it's not like you're not the executive. You're not the what? Like you're just you're an entry level part time.
I'm a
seasonal employee.
Seasonal.
Yeah,
I'm a nobody.
And they're stealing from you, and like they don't know your boss. Your boss could have been like, "No, I'm sorry. You got to watch this stuff. You have to pay for that," because they do that. That's like walking out on your check at a restaurant. Somebody pays for that, and I just ugh.
So.
You know what? As long as you work there, I'm always gonna say ugh when it comes.
I do it all day. When I'm walking and I lose a sale, I go ugh.
Oddly, when he makes a sale, he goes ugh.
Ugh. So that's good. I mean, other than the girl stealing the boots, it's been a pretty good week. This past week was Veterans Day.
Thank you for your service.
You're welcome. So I applied for and I got a ticket to see the Colbert Show, the late show with Stephen Colbert.
That's exciting.
So
was it good?
I didn't stay. So let me explain what happened. So I don't know if you've been to any of these things, but it's not like, it's an hour-long show. So you show up, you sit in the audience, they do the show, you leave. You have to show up at 2:30, and then they don't start filming till like 4:30. And then you have to stay till 7:30, like for 3 hours in the studio. You can't leave. You can't bring food. You can't bring drink, not even a bottle of water. And you just sit in there for 3 hours while they run through the show, which I was like on the fence. I was like, that's a lot of hours just sitting around. And I'm like, that's just obnoxious. And then when I got there, I found out you have to line up at 2:30, but they don't let you into the studio till almost 4:00. And on that particular day, it was 40 degrees outside. And these people are just lined up outside, standing in 40-degree weather. And I was like, you know what? I love Stephen Colbert. I don't like the show that much that I'm going to stand outside for an hour and a half and then go sit inside for a couple of hours doing nothing while you set up and then run through a bit. And that's like, all right, roll that back. And the whole sit in the audience did not appeal to me. I was like, it's Veterans Day. There's about 1,000 places in town that are giving free shit away, and that is valuable free shit getting time.
Look, life is about experiences, and sometimes you got to put a little work into it to get a good experience. Like, I'm going to blow your mind here. Ready? I'm going to blow your mind then. If you thought that was bad, like, absolutely, I expect that that's what it's going to be. And you have to be there because it's not a live show. It's it's taped and they
I get that. I'm not sitting around for 6 hours.
So when I was there, I worked on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and when they did their first celebrity show taping, they don't tape a show a day. They tape the whole week at once, and it's an hour-long show. And so it's the same audience for the whole show. And I invited Jen and a couple people, and I was like, listen, you can come to the show, but you've got to stay. And so you're talking like 12 hours, 8 hours at least of taping. Like I feel like I worked 18 hours that day, and it's just you do the whole week and the same audience has to stay there, and it's just a long, crazy day.
Yeah. Now, see, and you hear people like you see interviews with people and like, oh, it's hard being on a TV show or hard being in a movie, and you're like, no, it's not. You're paid millions of dollars, and it's like, you know what? That sounds like it sucks. While I would like your money, I don't know. I don't want to have to sit there and be told you're going to be in here for 5 hours and you can't leave. I'm a 46-year-old man. Don't tell me what I can do.
They will lock those
So
doors.
I left the line, and you know what I did? I went and got a free haircut. I went and got a free massage, and I went and got so much free coffee and food that I think I put on like 20 pounds. I served for 6 years. It was a great time. Loved the Air Force. And when you're walking around anywhere, when people find out you're a veteran, 99 times out of 100, they love it and they love you and they thank you for your service. You get that one rare person who's like, oh, the military, whatever. But most of the time, they're very nice and thank me for my service. But particularly on Veterans Day.
What did they say? Oh, the military. Did you colonize anyone today? Like, what is that?
I won't use names, but someone once told me we were talking about places we've traveled in the world. And the person told me, oh, yeah, I've traveled around the world, but I didn't have to do it with a gun. I'm sorry you didn't have to do it with a gun. I got to do it with a gun and bombs and missiles. And you know what? Some countries I went to freely, some we had to invade. I'm sorry, but I got to see a lot of stuff. Anyway.
And I got to have sex in the basement in Italy.
Listen, it's not that kind of podcast, but the stories I could tell. But so it was really great. Got a lot of free stuff. And it was a great day. Everybody walking around thanking me for my service. One other thing I did do is because I got my New York City ID. So I went around and got signed up for not all of them, because there's like 50 museums and different things you can get memberships with your NYC ID. So I signed up for a lot of my annual memberships at the Natural History Museum, the Met, MoMA, Guggenheim, the zoos. I can go to the Bronx Zoo and the Central Park Zoo as many times as I want for the next year. They're all annual memberships, and then you can't apply again for 5 years for a free one. You can pay for it if you want, but you get it free for a year, and then you have to wait 5 years, and then you can go back and get another free membership. So I'm going to be spending a lot of time at museums and zoos. So I don't need to sit in your audience, Stephen Colbert. I still love him, though. And I did watch the show that night. And they had Claire Danes and one of the Democratic representatives from South Carolina. And I was like, that's fine.
I like Claire Danes.
Claire Danes she's fine, but it's not somebody I would wait 5 hours. If it had been like Tom Hanks on the show, I probably would have waited in line.
But they don't tell you, right? Who's going to be on it?
You can look it up that morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can look it up that morning and see who's on it.
But
I watched the show. It was a fine show. But I was as I was watching, I'm glad I didn't wait 5 hours for that. Because it wasn't like he said thank you for your service really quick to the camera, but he didn't do anything for the audience. So I was like, I wouldn't
not
have
on camera, but I think the cool thing about those tapings is like in between takes. Like you ever see like the in between takes conversations?
Yeah, he has clips on his.
So that's fun
on their social. Yeah, but it was fine. You want to hear something else weird that happened? Okay. Now I know that you don't like scary stuff, so I won't say
not
that
even
I think
scary
I have
spice.
No. I won't say that I have ghosts in this apartment, but I think I have ghosts in this apartment.
I will never come to your apartment again. We will meet downstairs.
So
past the bike hazard.
Caitlin likes horror movies, scary movies, so she might know that this is a common trope within movies, but you might know this too. It is very common, particularly in haunted movies, where a couple moves to a new apartment or a new house, and the husband is never there because they moved for his job and he's always working. So the wife is in the house by herself all the time, and strange things are happening, and nobody believes her. I am the wife in this scenario. Chris is always away working. So yesterday, I was getting ready for work, and water started dripping from the ceiling in my bathroom above the shower. And it started to bubble. Like, when something starts filling up with water and the paint bubbles, there was like big paint bubbles. So I called the super and finally it was a Sunday, got a hold of him. I was like, listen, I need you to come. There's a leak in the apartment above me or something, but it's leaking into my shower. I need you to come out and take a look. So Chris, because he works, so he was sleeping. So I knocked on the door and I said, "Hey, maintenance guy's coming because there's leaking water in our bathroom." He said, "Okay." So I go to work, and then on my break, I call Chris and I said, "Did he show up?" And he goes, "Yeah." He said, "There's no leak. There's nothing going on in there." I said, "Did you show him the bubbled paint above the shower?" And he goes, "There's no bubbled paint." And I said, "You know what? I will take photos when I get home, and I will send them to the building, the rental company, and say when that ceiling caves in, at least you know that I tried to warn you." So I got home last night and I go in there, ceiling is perfectly smooth, nothing there. It's dry. There is no leak. I don't know what happened to the bubbly paint or the water. I'm pretty sure there is a little Japanese ghost girl with long black hair who's going to pop up right about here.
You're going to be taking a shower, and then this hand's going to come down from the ceiling and like massage the shampoo into your hair.
Listen, I was like, what the fuck is going on? And Chris left for a new assignment yesterday. He's going back to work at the hospital in Massachusetts. So he's gone at least because he works 4 days on, or 3 days on, 3 days off.
Take the camera in there now and see if the bubble's back.
Oh, I'm all strapped down and I don't want to. I'm scared.
Yeah, I would not.
I'm going to shower at the gym until he gets back.
Yeah, I wouldn't shower until he gets back. I would go to one of those, the 100 bathrooms that you found too, and like use those. I would shut the door, lock it.
Oh, we have locker rooms at Macy's. I'll just bring my shit there and I'll shower at Macy's. I just live at Macy's from now on. So the bubbled paint, all I kept thinking, because Chris was like, he looked and he said, "There's no leak." And I was like, I called this guy out on a Sunday. It was his day off to come look at nothing. And he probably thinks I'm a psychotic, like a nervous breakdown or something.
Or a Karen.
Anyway. Like, what did he see?
He's like, God, that gay must be obsessed with me. He keeps calling me in there and nothing's there.
Anyway, so that I'll keep you posted on that, but I'm pretty sure that there's ghosts. And I mean, the building's like 125 years old, so I wouldn't be surprised if there were spirits walking around us.
It would be nice to him.
Anyway, that was my week. So that was it. How was your week?
My week was super busy. I spent like a long time last night writing all the things out that I did during the week. And then when I got in here, so I don't know if this happens to you ever. I take notes in Word, and our new way of doing things here annoys the piss out of me, because somebody was like, hey, when they set this up, they're like, this is a good feature. They'll like this. This is a good feature, without saying anything. So every document I have autosaves. So if I have like a document up and then I'm like, okay, well, now I'm going to type this other thing and then save it as something else. Nope. Writes over it immediately, and I forget that this happens. So I wrote all this stuff out, and then I went and opened it this morning, and it was all gone. So the best that I could remember at 8:30 this morning, this is what my week was. So anyway,
right.
Did I tell you? Have I told you about how like this season I'm like in the Christmas spirit already? Like I'm good to go. I'm like I'm listening to Christmas music.
You and Macy's have something in common, because they're all in it too.
I imagine you are, because you're working in it, right?
Yeah. So music's already playing. Christmas Village is open.
I love it.
It's Rickified. That's what Macy's has been Rickified.
Sometimes it's a good thing. Anyway, so we bought a tree. I don't know if I told you this last time, but we bought a tree. We usually buy real trees. And we ended up getting this fake tree that looks super real. It's kind of cool. And it already has the lights on it, so I didn't have to put the lights on. And so this week...
I love pre-lit trees.
It's great. And it's like LED lights. And they can... So Dylan's obsessed with like all white lights. I know, all white lights and blue. Caitlin hates it. But Jen and I like multicolor. So when Jen and I are in the house, we press a button and it's multicolor lights. And as soon as we leave, Dylan presses the white button and he has his white tree. So works out really well. But yeah, we've got it all decorated, ready to go. But what's sad about this obsession that we have with decorating for Christmas is that we've got this renovation going on. I mean, it hasn't started yet, but they've started to like outline where they have to dig in the front yard, and they're going to dig up the driveway and all this kind of stuff. And so,
are you going to be able to put your decorations
up? That's what I'm saying. And we've got like you don't know how many. So I don't know if you've seen pictures of the house in St. Pete, but that was fully decked out. And then
Yeah.
the house at Orlando was fully decked out. And now we've merged all of that. So we were going to use this Christmas to like decide what we could keep and what we had room for and what we had to try to give away or sell or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But half of our front yard is going to be taken up and we don't know when it's going to start. So we haven't even turned in the permits yet. And if the permits are going to take 2 months to get approved, then we're like, we could decorate full on, but we don't know. So anyway, we're in limbo with that. First world problems.
I imagine going into the holiday season that getting things like permits or anything from the city or the county is going to take longer.
I would think that maybe they're like, let's get through this week. They'd be like, let's get through it. Like before Thanksgiving, let's approve these things. Let's get through it. And then after that, they're like, talk to me in February. That's just, I know nothing about it. That's just how I do. But let me tell you this. If you work for the city, I promise you, I will call you as soon as those permits get put in. I will call everyone I know that works at the city just to say, hey, how does this work? Hint. Anyway, so I'm going to run through like a ton of things. It was a very busy week. My November is insanely busy, and so is December. So we went to the Pride Chamber that had a legacy member luncheon on Wednesday, and it was actually really kind of cool. So what they did is anyone who's been a member from 10 years or more, they invited to this table or to a luncheon, and the food was really good. It was surprisingly good, and it was a really cool event. It was just really nice. Their new, I guess I don't know what he is. He's the CEO. Gina was the CEO and she left, but the guy who's new there hosted it. It was really great. They let everybody who was a legacy member get up and say a few words, and they gave them these little legacy member name tags. It was just a really cool, fun event, and great to catch up with people who've been members for a long time. So that was cool. And then later that night,
were there any legacy members you hadn't seen in a while that you got to mingle with?
There were there was like Thor Falk, who started Winter Park Pride Project. He was there. Rose was there, the accountant. Rose. And she had a lot of heartfelt things to say. It was actually kind of cool because the people who have been members for a long time have helped each other through some really hard times. And like the Bold Over Promotion girls were there, and that was really good. And it's just really cool. And then somebody, I guess, what are they? Universal has been a member for over 10 years. And she came up afterwards to me and just was like, thank you for the work that you do. It's super important. She's like, I love what I do, but I'm also like really into journalism. I think she's written a story for us because she brought up your name and that she did a viewpoint or something. And I was like, well, if you want, I'll introduce you to the new team and you can keep doing that. So it's just really kind of a good, fun camaraderie thing. So that was cool. And then it was a big chamber day. So then after that, we piled in my car. Look, we like a big group of us went. It was me, Daisy, Danny, and Dylan. And we drove to St. Pete to go to our Out for Business social or networking event that we do with the LGBT Tampa Bay LGBT Chamber of Commerce. And this was at Dimmick Cadillac. And I don't know if you have this opportunity to ever sit inside of a new Cadillac, but these are some amazing cars.
I will. It's funny you say that. Remember when I got in that car accident and the rich guy or the people who hit me, her rich father had to get me a rental car? Yeah. It was a Cadillac.
Oh, that's right.
They gave me.
Right.
Yeah, it was a luxury Cadillac, and damn, that was a good car.
It is nice. They have live TV. There's one that had 2 screens and live TV. I was like, I would be dead if I had this car. I'd be watching that. I bet it's like you have to have a passenger in order for the live TV to be on. Otherwise, they'd be like,
Yeah, I'm too poor because the entire time I drove it, I was like, ooh, I don't want to touch anything. I don't want to mess anything up.
Yeah, I think
I can't afford to fix this.
I think they said something like, I sat in a car and it had massage chairs and all this stuff and this like huge screen that went across. It goes across the entire dashboard. I was like, this is amazing. And he says, you need he's minimum $160,000 salary to take this car. And I was like, okay, bye. Got right out. They're expensive cars, but they are very, very nice. So that was pretty cool. I want to say though, we do a raffle all the time. This is so weird.
Yeah.
Dylan just bought like 10 tickets, 10 raffle tickets, and the first 5 tickets drawn were all his. So, but he only took like the first thing, and everything else he kept saying, no, 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 until we get to the last prize, and it is a gift bag from Jack and Jill, adult novelty store.
Yeah.
And they draw my ticket. And I yelled, "You damn right I'm taking it. You damn right." So I went over and I grabbed the bag. But it was Ryan's that night. It was Ryan's anniversary. And so he couldn't be at an anniversary dinner or anything with his husband, so he was with us. So I took the bag and I took it over to Ryan and I said, "Here, happy anniversary. Go home and have a good time with your husband." And then the rest of the thing happened and it was done. We all gathered around and we're like, "Oh, let's see what's in the bag." And we started pulling that shit out of that bag. Oh my God, this bag had to be like $1,000 worth of stuff. It was insane.
Wow.
So I took it back. I said, "You know what? You've been married long enough. You're not using this stuff. I'm taking it." Look, there were.
Wait a minute. You gave him an anniversary gift and then took it back?
I'm a terrible, terrible person. I told you I locked these people in their offices. So, look, let me tell you one thing that was there because this is hilarious to me. I mean, there were some things where I was like, okay, yeah, let's see what this is like. But there's a training kit. So it starts off with like a 4.5-inch dildo, and then it goes to a 6.5-inch dildo, and then an 8.5-inch dildo, and it's called a training kit. I thought that was hilarious. But that's not why I wanted to keep it. I won't tell you.
Is that why you snatched it back?
No, there were 2 reasons why.
I need that.
There were 2 reasons why, but I'm not going to get into it here on this podcast. I will tell you about my sordid past, but not my sordid future. There's probably some HR boundaries too. You know, Caitlin's on the call, and she still is an employee.
That is true.
All right, so then another big thing that happened this weekend is that the center hosted Q Fest, which is a queer arts festival, and arts in the sense that it's there were cabaret shows and live theater shows and film, and it was really cool. There were like 9 shows. They range a lot of great talent. So it kicked off on Thursday night with sort of a preview. You know how Fringe does like a French preview, probably because there's like hundreds of shows, so they do that. This was like 9 shows, but it was like, here's everybody doing a little bit of their shows. And so I don't know if you remember, this guy got a George Wallace Award at Fringe. Maya is their name. They did this really cute show. I know that you would know them if you saw their photo, but what a really fun, cool show. They had a show. There's a Dempsey, a 13-year-old that did a show that was fantastic. I mean, it's basically like, here's my life as a 13-year-old in my room writing songs, and it was very much like that's what the show was, which is cool. Tamisha Harris did a show about like singing legendary songs, and then sang Home from The Wiz, which is phenomenal. Riza Risque had a couple of shows, and that's super incredible. But here's like the thing that I didn't expect. Okay, you're familiar with Nick Comas with DJ?
Yes,
our
does the lighting on the lighting?
Yeah, he
DJ,
does projection mapping and DJ work and stuff like that. He is also a magician.
Yes,
have you ever seen it?
I've seen a couple of his tricks. Yes, he's really good.
It's mesmerizing. I just don't there are things like, okay, so there's one trick. I'm not gonna give it away for anybody. There was one trick that's sort of like a mind-blowing trick that absolutely you could tell how it worked. And so that was cool. But some of them are just, he did that thing where he took like a $100 bill from somebody in the audience, had them sign it, and then goes through this whole thing. And by the end of it, he's cutting a lemon, and that $100 bill is all juiced up inside of a lemon. How does this happen? I don't understand. Had to be magic. But what's endearing about this is that, you know, his stage presence isn't like, you know, like this America's Got Talent perfection. You know what I mean? But I think that that's kind of adorable and part of the shtick. So several times, he's like awkwardly wrong about the things that he's guessing, but it's all part of the act. And he's like, oh,
Yeah.
and then it gets really uncomfortable because you're like, oh my God, he screwed that up. And then the person's all uncomfortable. And then he's like, oh, wait, here it is. And you're like, what the hell? It's really kind of cool. I was super impressed with that. So that's
Yeah.
the last show I
Me,
saw.
me and Nick go way back. We shared some Wawa subs in a car many years ago.
Yeah. I remember drunkenly hitting on Nick in a car full of all of the staff of Watermark, and it was great.
I remember.
Do you remember that night? That's like too when
that was very uncomfortable.
Previous, yes. I was like, I was so drunk in the back of this car, and I'd be like, oh, like that guy's cute, and I was like, don't let that worry you, Nick. You're still my guy. Like it was like harassing that. And that was also the night that we saw the previous owner of Watermark was sober and walking down the street, and like somebody yelled like, hey, come grab a drink with us, because they didn't know, and it was weird. It was all just a weird, uncomfortable time. So anyway, Watermark, as they do with Fringe Festival and all that kind of stuff, we were given the opportunity to host awards, and we did the Cast Awards, QAST. Cast. Isn't that catchy? Confused the producer of the show, who kept wanting to call it the Quast Awards.
The Quast.
Ugh, that was like Caitlin's.
I like that better.
Quast. So anyway, Greetings from Queertown played twice at this festival, which I was there on Thursday. It wasn't like a huge crowd on Thursday when I was there, but the people who were watching it were laughing or crying. Like one guy was just streaming tears. Seemed to really enjoy it. It was a better crowd on Sunday, but in the Cast Awards, Greetings from Queertown won for favorite film, and
nice.
It got the board pick for favorite film. So the board saw the shows and voted on what to give awards to. So that was really cool. Dempsey, the 13-year-old, won for favorite show and favorite performer, and favorite producer and director was Risque. I just blanked.
Risa
Risque. Yeah, I completely blanked. So anyway, it was a really good festival. I'm glad that they did it. I hope they do it again. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that is fun.
What else did I do? So then Friday. We're just to Friday, and we're not even halfway through. I'll try to be fast. Friday night was the 16th annual Walt Disney World Food and Wine Classic. Fabulous. Just always the best festival. This time I went with somebody who drinks. So we did this cute little thing, right? Where so Dylan went with me, and he's like, I'm going to have a lot of wine because he likes wine. So we decided to take a video every time he got a glass of wine, and he would say like, what glass he was on. So we might put this compilation together and share it on Watermark's socials, because he picks up the first glass and he's like, this is my first glass. He's like, this is glass number 2. Gets to glass number 8. He's like, this is glass number 8. And then he's like, glass number 9. And then the next glass number 9. And then the next one, glass number 10. And then the next one, glass number 9. So I was really hoping that what would happen is on the way home, he would pass out and I would take a video of him sleeping and I would be like, glass 13. But that didn't happen. He knew I was going to do that, so he fought to stay awake the whole time. But it was kind of cool. So here we go. I'm going to tell you the food was great, but I'm going to give you, this is the top 5 things that I had to eat. Oh, by the way, I ate everything except one dish.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it. It's a lot of food, and I managed to do all of it except for one. So this is the 16th annual Walt Disney World Food and Wine Classic. Top 5 things that I had to eat, and it was tough competition. These are some delicious things here. Number 5, I'm going with pan-fried zucchini and scallion pancakes. Have you had scallion pancakes before?
I have not. No.
They're delicious. It's something like, we love soup dumplings, and we started seeing this on the menu, so we started getting it. Incredibly delicious, especially at this place. Very good. Number 4, the chocolate pecan caramel tart, which was so good. Unfortunately, I had a bunch of desserts at the time, and I only wanted to eat like a bite of everything. And I apologize to the cleanup crew there, but on my way to the trash can, that tart fell nosedive right in the middle of the thing. We just kind of stared at it, and I didn't have a napkin or anything, so my bad. Number 3. No neck nachos. This was surprising.
No neck nachos.
I don't know what that means. It wasn't like it was like turkey and it was like, oh, it's turkey without the neck. Nothing like, you know what I mean? I don't know. It was like these nachos with like pork and this incredible cheese sauce, super delicious. I loved it. Number 2 was my favorite thing at the press preview, which is the red wine braised Wagyu short rib. Delicious. But here we go. This was incredible. And I love that this guy saw that there were 2 of us. So he put an extra one of these on the plate. And they're the most delicious thing there. The Asian fried spare ribs. So the festival's done. Can't go this year, but keep an eye out for your 17. It really is phenomenal, and everyone should go to it. I will mention too, Giancarlos. Do you remember this name, Giancarlos? We talked about him.
I do.
He is on the Holiday Baking Championship, and he was at the press preview for this festival, dishing out some popcorn ice cream, which was really good. He was there. He was working in a little booth, passing out funnel cakes with like this pineapple sorbet that was good. And when he saw us, he got really excited. He's like, "Oh my God, thanks so much for the coverage." He's like, "I had no idea it was going to be on the cover," because he's on the cover of our holiday guide. Came out, we took a selfie with them. You can check it out. We'll post it on on the social.
Yeah, I saw the cover. I love that. That's a really good photo.
Yeah.
It's a cute.
I didn't
photo.
want to tell him like, oh yeah, we used that as the cover for our holiday party invite too, because that might have been weird. But I was like, come out, get a picture with us. He's a super nice guy. And from what I've seen so far, he's still on the show. I'm not that far into it though, so hopefully he stays on there and does a good job. So then on Saturday, we went to. God, this was so good. I love how talented people in the city are. Have you ever? When you were here, did you ever see anything that Central Florida Community Arts did?
Yeah.
They put on shows every now and then. Like I saw them do Titanic a couple of years ago. I say a couple of years ago, but it was probably like 9 years ago. Because it was definitely before I met
COVID.
Dylan, and it was before COVID. So it's their 15th anniversary, and they were doing their 15th anniversary show, and it's at this like mega church, Northland Church in Longwood.
Yeah.
I cannot believe this is a church. This is like the lighting effects, and like they have these catwalks everywhere. Like it is a production. But they're nice because it's nice of them to allow a home for Central Florida Community Arts. So what they were doing is singing a bunch of songs from the concerts they have done. If you're not familiar with CFC Arts, they are the largest choir or chorus in the country. And they also have the largest orchestra in the country. So, but this was more of let's do the whole chorus and a section of the orchestra, and they sang so many songs, lots of medleys, lots of great songs. I was super impressed. Like I knew from seeing Titanic before that they gather really good talent, but this blew my mind. Like they sang One Day More from Les Mis, and that song deserves a chorus of 300 people. And it was so powerful. Like Dylan, like at the end of it, his eyes were just welled up. It was just so emotional and powerful. And then another thing that was incredible about it is they did The Winner Takes It All by ABBA. And this was like the most intense.
Also famously sung by Meryl Streep in Mamma Mia.
This was the most intense. Like usually people sing it sort of longingly and sad, but there was a hint of anger in this version, and it made it a whole different song, and super talented. Then they had like young probably this girl's preteen, and they had this woman that was probably like 80 in the chorus, and it's just an incredible organization that just provides this wonderful space for people. And it's just nothing but joy, right? The whole show was just joy and love and happiness. And there was this one person towards the front, because there's like a bunch of people sitting in chairs that couldn't stand for the whole length of the concert, and she was just sitting there having the time of her life, like dancing around, and like a lot of people like to do like gestures to every word of every song. And we were really entertained by that because it was just fun and joyful and amazing. So I'm so thankful that we were offered tickets to go and see that and that we ended up going because it was phenomenal.
Yeah. When I was there, Terrence Hunter
Yes.
was running CFC Arts, and I went and saw a couple of shows with him, and yeah, they're a phenomenal group there.
Yeah, big
and they do
fan.
really good work.
Big fan.
Yeah.
So that wrapped up my week. Next week will be a really busy one too, I'm sure.
Nice. It's the holidays.
Yeah.
If your weeks aren't busy, you ain't doing them
That's
right.
right. So
But speaking of the holidays,
yeah. Hey, listen, I just want to, before we get into this, because I know she's listening, and I usually joke about that, but she is. So, I got an email about this show. That's a Christmas show featuring a lesbian storyline, and so I was like, "Hey, send us a screener. We'd love to check it out." And so they did. They wanted to come on and talk about it, but we don't really do that here. So I said, if you let us watch it, we'll at least talk about it. And so that show is The Christmas Writer.
yes. It's interesting because I was they sent over their little press kit along, or at least they sent it to you, and then I read through it when you sent me the screener. And the I don't know if it's the studio that puts it on or if it's the network that is showing the movie. But it's all lesbian focused themed movies. And so if you feel like you're not seeing yourself represented in films enough, check out some of the films from this company, because all lesbian all the time.
Do you have the name of it handy?
I had it written down here somewhere. 1 second.
Yeah, I'm pulling up her email now because there's something else I want to mention about it too.
Okay.
It is.
I want to say it began with a T.
Let's see. Tello Films Network. TELLO.
There you go.
Tello Films Network. It will make its world premiere on video on demand on November 18th. On Tello Films Network, so you can check it out then. I will mention as well, because they've showed Greetings from Queertown Orlando, and I love them, Out on Film is going to have a screening of it available online on November 21st. No, that's actually at a location. Never mind. November 21st, if you're living in Atlanta, you can go to the Beam Theater at Moving in the Spirit and check it out. I would love to have you guess Rotten Tomatoes. But there is no Rotten.
Oh, is there a Rotten Tomatoes?
There's not.
Oh, I was going to say
there's a couple of
Rotten
reviews
Tomatoes?
up there, which I don't know where that comes from. Maybe film festivals or family members.
I pulled up the really quick. I pulled up the press release, and at the top it says Tello lesbian films. Period.
Here.
I didn't write it. That's their tagline. And it spells out period. It's not like there's a period after lesbian. It's not like lesbian films and then put a period. It says lesbian films, period.
Well, I don't have the maturity level to carry on that conversation. So, general thoughts? What do you think?
This fits very neatly into a genre of films that people love, particularly this time of year, and a select group of people love these films year round. It is a Hallmark Lifetime movie holiday kind of genre. And I'm sure if you turn on your cable right now, the Hallmark channel is running them 24/7. This definitely fits into that mold. They're not breaking new ground with it, but I don't think you're supposed to with these films. It's, big city girl comes back to her hometown, wants to get out of there, just in and out, and get back to the big city as quickly as she can, falls in love, and starts rethinking, maybe big city life isn't what I'm after. So it definitely fits into the standard Hallmark mold.
Yeah, I thought from second one, you're like, oh, yeah, okay, this is a Hallmark-esque in nature, and for that, I will say that it rivals any any movie like it. Like the production value, the acting, everything is just spot on like any other movie like this that you would see. Like it's not like there's not a lower quality to this than you
Yeah.
would see.
It doesn't look like it was shot on an iPhone 2.
Yeah, it's definitely like, yeah, there's like the production value of this is on point.
Yeah.
Is what I mean by that. The only
Now, that being
difference,
said-
the only difference
Oh,
is
yeah,
that
go
I'll
ahead.
say is that there's not a villain in this, and usually there's like somebody. Like-
Towards the end, they try like there's a little bit of a you're the villainy type, but yeah, there's no straight out villain.
Right. And so I mean, and you would think like in this, if Hallmark had made this, the agent, the publisher,
Yeah.
she would have been the villain and would have been, and she kind of was like, no, you need to do this. This is your stick. But she also was just really kind of nice and fun. And one thing I super appreciate about it, I love it when movies do this, when you've got gay characters in it, even in a small town, the fact that they're queer is not, it's not a point of trauma.
No. In fact, there's
the story.
There's a talking point in this where the lead, Noelle, is the name of the lead. She keeps saying to Callie, who's the owns the small bookstore coffee shop in the little town, and she's like, don't you just want to get out of here? Small town minds and stuff, you know? And she's like, no, honestly, nobody here gives a fuck that I'm a lesbian. But thanks for asking.
They don't care who you love. They just care if you're a good person.
So they make a point to say, you know, even though it's small town living, it's not small minded living. So, you know, sending that message home. But yeah, like I was saying, with all that being said, this is definitely in that if you love holiday Hallmark movies, you're gonna like this movie. If that's not your thing, like you roll your eyes whenever you see somebody watching a Hallmark movie, you're probably gonna roll your eyes at this one too. It is very cookie cutter in that way that it follows that formula. But I thought it was a cute movie.
It's interesting that you say cookie cutter, because I want to say I'll get to the cookie cutter in a second, but I will say this: I enjoyed this film. I am one who loved Hallmark movies before everyone did. I have a hatred for them now because they preempt the Golden Girls on Hallmark now. Like it comes like once you get to Halloween until like the end of January, it's nothing but Christmas movies, and then in July it's all Christmas movies, and it's like, can I just go to bed to the Golden Girls, please? So that's my ridiculous.
I'm gonna blow your mind here. Do you have Hulu?
I can't. I don't want to. I can't. Like you get through the whole season in one sleep. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know. I should do that. I don't know why I don't. Now I feel
just
like
during
an
the
idiot.
holidays.
Sorry,
the rest
Hallmark,
of the years,
you're wonderful.
Watch Hallmark, but during the holidays,
okay.
When you go to bed, throw Hulu on.
This is Jen's fault, so I'm not gonna say that this like. So this is her fault. She ends up. She doesn't go to the good movies like that we cover. So like if it's at a theater and we go to see it, she doesn't go to those, or she usually doesn't want to watch the movies that we have to watch. But every time that she's forced to, because she's just home and I'm doing it, it's always something that's really bad, and she hates them all, and she owns all of these terrible movies that we end up having to buy. But this one, at the end of it, she goes, that's the best movie you forced me to watch. So she really enjoyed it. She really likes the style of movie. So I will say that I really enjoyed it as well. There are just two things about it that I didn't quite grasp, and that is, why did they not use a cookie cutter when that kid was making those cookies? Those were the weirdest looking cookies ever. Like they were like gingerbread men-esque looking, but they had cut them like with a knife or something. I'm like, man, look,
it's a small town. Maybe they don't have a Walmart. Where are they supposed to go get a cookie cutter from?
They've got
Listen, it is a little girl who wanted to show her artistic ability. I am not going to fault her for that. I will say, though, as I was watching this movie, the more I learned about Callie, the more I thought maybe you know the writer of this film, and she made you Callie. Because we find out in the film, Callie is sober for 7 years, And that scene, I will say, is kind of hilarious because she's very dramatic. She takes pauses, and she's like, she's talking to Noelle because Noelle has been writing. She's known as I wrote up, the gay lady Christmas writer. Every year she comes out with a new Christmas movie about lesbians. And her mom died this past year, and now she's like got writer's block, and she's sad because her mom loved Christmas, so it hurts her to even think about Christmas, let alone write about it. So she meets this Callie who owns the little small bookstore, and they're having a cup of coffee. And she's like, "Oh no, they're at a poetry reading." And Noelle gets a glass of wine, and she goes, "You want a glass of wine?" And she just kind of pauses, like, intently, and she goes, "You know what it reminded me of on Friends? Joey's smell the fart acting. You pause like you smelled a fart." And she's like, "I don't drink. I'm sober." And she's like, "Oh, really?" And they talk about that, and she goes, "Well, how did you?" How have you stayed sober this many years? And she did the pause again. She goes, your books did it for me. Whenever I wanted a drink, I picked up your book. And she's like, "Oh." And then she's like, "In fact, it made me write a book." And she goes, "Oh, what's it about?" And she says, "Well, it's my own take on a holiday book." And she goes, "What made you want to write it?" And then she pauses. She goes, "My daughter, Pepper." And she's like, "She inspired the book." I was like, "You're really dramatic in this scene. I don't think it needs to be. I think it can be light and fun."
So you say that I'm dramatic? Is that why it reminded
No, the
you of me?
sober part,
okay.
and then we find out later that her and Pepper love making sugar cookies.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh my God, you need to come over. We're making sugar cookies."
So you're just making my point, Jeremy. If you love making sugar cookies, have some cookie cutters. Now they did, and when she made the heart, that looked like they had a cookie cutter, but for the people, no.
Maybe she couldn't afford the gingerbread. Do you know what's happening to our bookstores, Richard?
Do you know how much
she can't afford
a cookie cutter costs?
She can't afford a heart and a gingerbread man. You get one. And the girl said, "I like the heart, Mommy."
Look, I bake sugar cookies. I have way more cookie cutters than I need. Write me. I'll send one to you.
All right.
For the next movie. So the other thing that didn't really track with me, and it is just that the what's the word I'm looking for here? The fight, the thing, like the thing that happens that makes you like, oh, will they, won't they? Will they, won't they? It didn't track for me. I thought, why is Noelle being villainized for this? It just has nothing to do with her. So that was,
I could understand when the press release came out. I can understand her being like, "What the fuck?" But once it's explained to you, and it just felt like some of the drama was like overemphasized to be like, "Oh, will they or won't they?" When it's like, it's not that big of a deal, Callie. I know you're small town living, but in the big city, these kind of things don't bug us so much.
Yeah. And then the another thing that I thought was kind of cool that I enjoy, it was the grandmother.
I love the grandmother.
Like, she plays this, like, what was the thing at the beginning of it when she said something like or she was like, "Y'all should go out and have some drinks. I'm an old lady. I'm gonna go to bed." But the way she said it was like she was already tanked. Like they had one glass and she's like, "You guys drink." And then she has this, like, her OnlyFans game is like on point. I mean, she's got the
TikTok. Her TikTok game.
She's like,
OnlyFans is a little different.
She has a website, onlygrannies.com. I'm sure of it. It was like she had the ring light and the thing all set up, and she was ready to go. So I liked her. She was cool.
Yes. She mentioned in there what she does.
Oh, it wasn't OnlyFans?
So she sells wine, and she's teaching her followers cursive. Because she's like, nobody knows cursive anymore. So she's teaching them how to write their names in cursive, which is hilarious because there are people on TikTok, their entire channel is they go live and then people put their names in the comments and then they write their name in cursive in things like sand or on an iPad. And they just write their name in cursive for hours and people just watch this.
Really?
So that's a thing. Yeah.
All right.
But that's what Grandma does. She's teaching you cursive, and you can buy a bottle of wine off of her.
Cool. So I looked this up, because I really like this too because I didn't know anyone in the cast. Like I recognize it
no.
from nothing, and I really like that. I enjoyed it. It was good.
Bunch of newbies.
So I did look up because I was like, well, let's see. The lead, Noelle, is played by Shelby Allison Brown, and I wanted to see if she was in anything else. She was in one other movie, and here is the name of that other movie that she was in.
All right.
How Not to Get Rid of a Body.
Oh,
And I feel that I have to go watch this now. So to see the difference.
I want to I want to see how she approaches that character as opposed to Noelle. I do want to say also with Noelle, I'm not sure how she spells her name, but in the press release it's Noel, and on the captions it's Noelle. So I don't know which way is the right way, Shelby, but it means Christmas either way, I think.
Tricky chew, Shelby.
But yeah, I didn't recognize any of them. The agent's assistant looked familiar, but then I realized when I first saw her, I thought it was, and I can't remember. We had her on. She's a comedian. We had her on the cover a few years ago, holding the roses. She was on that one show you liked, something Pieces.
Oh, Life in Pieces.
Life in Pieces.
The
roommate lady.
Feynman. Feinster. Fortune Feimster.
That's who I thought that was at first.
Fortune Feimster.
But it's not. Yeah. It's Jordan Myrick. Myrick! I'm telling you, this lady knows you.
That sounds like Myrick.
But yeah, all in all, if you love these kind of Hallmark movies, I think it was a great movie.
Yeah, I don't think you'll be disappointed to watch it. I think of all the Christmas movies we've covered, that this is right up there with the best of them. So I mean, I'm gonna give it like a solid 3.5 stars. Because I mean, they're really, other than that one little plot thing, I can't think of what other little plot thing too. When she goes home, you could tell you could guess what's going to happen because it's just perfect in this style of movie. You could tell right off the bat when she's doing the book tour and that lady comes up and it's like, thank you so much for being here. I'm like, that's who she's going to marry. And then, when she's like, they all want to go out for drinks after the book signing. Oh, that's what it is. After the book signing, grandma's like, now's the go for drinks. And then she's like, no, I'm going to go home and surprise my girlfriend. And I was like, this surprise ain't going to end
Girlfriend's
well.
cheating on you.
So then it didn't. And then it said it goes to 10 months later. And 10 months later, she's telling her best friend about what happened 10 months ago. And I was like, girl, if that's your best friend, she already knows the story. She has to.
Yeah.
But I get it. It's a movie and you have to get that exposition
with your
out.
Best friend, how many times have you repeated the same damn story? Particularly when you're sulking on it. How many times do you repeat the same story over and over to your best friend?
When I was drinking, how many times did I repeat the story in the same night?
That's true.
The same story.
Her friend, while she was repeating it 10 months later, her friend probably was thinking, bitch, I done heard this story a million times. Move on.
She's like, I'm telling it for the audience.
Clank.
Anyway, good. 3.5 for me. Really what do you give it?
Yeah. I'll give it 3.
Yeah.
I'll give it a solid 3.
It's a solid show. You definitely should check it
Pretty
out.
Good. It definitely, and I know you liked this movie a lot less than I did. It reminds me kind of that Fran Drescher Christmas movie. Watch the Matchmaker one. Same kind of, cookie cutter predictable plot line.
We really need to get a database going that lists all of the movies and what we rated them. Because now I'm curious as to what I rated the Fran Drescher one. Because whatever I rated that, this deserves more.
Yeah, I mean, I would put it on par with that movie.
The name of that episode was "Why Did You Do It, Fran?"
I will put it. Yes, I believe it's because you said that, not me. I will say I will put this a little above that one because I had to pay $1 for that movie. I got this one.
Oh, there
for
you
free.
go.
So
there you go. But now you own that one for $1, right?
That is true. I do own it, and I have gone back and rewatch it, and it does get better with rewatch.
Right on.
It's like a warm,
solid show.
Like a warm, holy scarf.
Thank you for the screener. We really appreciate it when people send us screeners and we get to cover something before it comes out. I hope we didn't ruin the plot. We didn't. We did good.
I mean, like I said, it's the plot of a million other different movies. So, but it's cute because you don't get lesbians in them a whole lot,
Right. So it's good.
So
It's good. It's a fresh take on it.
and that's what we have to say. Period. Anyway, so we have another movie next week. I don't know if we know what we're talking about yet.
Well, probably Wicked too. We're both seeing it.
Oh, that is. I'm going to see that tonight. For those who have Amazon Prime, you can go see the movie before its premiere on Friday. So I'm going tonight after work. I am very excited about that. But yeah. So we'll probably talk about Wicked.
I'm going to see it on Saturday, and I'm going at a reasonable time. So I'm going to be well rested.
Stay awake.
I don't have a lot going on.
Drink a Red Bull.
I'm going.
Get well rested the night before.
I should drink a Red Bull beforehand. Or an energy drink. They don't pay us. So
a nondescript energy beverage.
Yeah, something that will give me a flying apparatus.
Yes.
I do though this week have to watch the first one again, or for the first time.
Oh yeah.
All right, so that's probably what we're gonna do.
Fantastic. Well, you all have a good, happy holiday week. Nope. Well, holiday season week. I keep thinking this week is Thanksgiving, but it's not. It's 2 weeks away.
It's probably because I mistakenly put it on the Watermark calendar as this week.
I do secretly go in and look at that from time to time.
Because you missed
I'm kidding.
It so
within
much.
Within 10 minutes, my access was taken away. I haven't seen anything. But we'll be back next week. And until then, the cork is back in the bottle.